What up, world? What's going on? This your boy Cain. We live, day 8 of the documentary, The History of East Atlanta / the story of Charlie Cain. I want to show y'all something. This building right here that you're looking at, this is the old Rayfield building. And this building right here, this building, I guess they've been shut down for a couple years now. But this is where I used to come bag of groceries at when I was about in between the ages of 10 and 11, somewhere up in there. And me and my homeboy Nate doing time in prison right now. You know Nate from Edgewood. But we used to meet up right here, come down here and bag of groceries to make change, 50 cents, dollar by taking groceries, people cars and stuff like that, just to make a little change and put it in our pockets. And over here, this was back the dollars back in the day. Old $50 right here. It been shut down for a couple years. Third though, there was a rental center where you rent furniture and TVs and all that stuff from. Then they shut all this stuff down. The thrift store been right there for a long time. Then over there, the apartments right there, the red apartment used to be the Lexington. We used to hang out in the apartments over there back in the days, me and my brother and a couple other homeboys from my brother from prison. Car wash always have been right there. Down there is Sugar Creek. That's the last spot Vito had for Vito in prison. All my homeboys from Duct Tape. You know what I'm saying? B Green. That boy Alley Boy Trouble. That's all them boys from that Duct Tape. Everybody used to hang out down there. I don't know who down there now. I ain't been down there in a minute, but this shit right here. This is why I used to make my little chump change at back in the days. I was about 10 or 11, bagging up groceries right here in Rayfield, making 50 cents to $1. Every bag I took to a car. I don't know how much money Nate made back then, but I believe I made more money than Nate, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So now we're finna take y'all down to Memorial Drive, the first place where I got put on probation at when I was about 14 years old. And they committed me to the state or whatever. I don't know. Y'all know something about being committed to the state. But I'm finna take y'all down there and let y'all check that out. Alright? Yeah. Everybody know this here right here. This will everybody from East Atlanta, everybody from Kirkwood, Edgewood, Rennertown, you know, Wild Street, everybody come down here and see me and if you want to get the best hamburgers you ever had, this is where you come to. I don't think it's not one person in Atlanta, Georgia that don't know about that place that ain't ate from right here. You know what I'm saying? The best burgers ever. See what that sign say? And it's true too. Whatever you needed to get right, that's all you had to do. Come down here. Go in there and sit at the bar and order what you want. And it was on the paper from there. Alright? This building right here, this it. Back in '94, that's when all my trouble first started. Well, like my first time being locked up was in 1992. I was 12 years old. And I got locked up for putting a knife to a girl's throat. Then I moved from East Atlanta and moved to East Lake Meadows. And when I moved to East Lake Meadows, that's when all the stealing cars started, and all the robbing started, and all the selling drugs started. So therefore my life went from one way to the other way. And so I think my first and my second time getting caught stealing cars, they put me on probation one time. Then the next time, they committed me to the state. And when they commit you to the state, it's like they can do what they want to do to you. They can come pick you up whenever they get ready. They can send you where they want to send you. They can just mess your whole life up what they want to. That's what they did to me. So the first time I got committed to the state, this is my probation place was. I never forget. Come in, John. I was in East Lake Meadows, in the bed, sleep, in my house, in my room, sleep. And them folks came from right here, all the way to East Lake Meadows, and picked me up and sent me down the road for 6 months for stealing cars. I was gone for them little 6 months, missing everything. All my homeboys, they were going to the gate, they were going to all the clubs, to the skating rings and everything. Well, I don't locked up missing everything, you know what I mean? Did them 6 months, came home. 2 months later, Bankhead Highway, overlooking Atlanta. High-speed chase. Got locked up again, another stolen car. Went to Fulton County Juvenile. They revoked my probation again. Committed me to the state again. That was my second time being committed to the state. So that time, they locked me up. They sent me away for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? Did them 9 months. They let me out. We had to get our IDs made for East Lake Meadows or whatever. So they let me out to do that right there. Then I had to go back or whatever. So got out, did them 9 months, came home. And by that time they was shutting East Lake Meadows down or whatever. So then we moved back to East Atlanta. Like 1996. Moved back to East Atlanta. So this the building right here, this the old building, the old probation place right here. Where they did everything that you got on probation, whether you were committed to the state or whatever your situation was. This where you had to come report it, come get drug tested, come take classes, and you know, we were like 13, 14, and 15, so you ain't have to pay no type of fines or nothing like that. They'll just scrape your time in juvenile or whatever they wanted you to do for whatever crime you committed, whether you robbed, stole cars, got caught stealing out of stores. This where you had to come do the thing here right here. And all my homeboys, they used to go to the gate, and the gate was down that way. They were back in 1994. Then by the time 95, 96 came around, then they had Freak Me came around. And then by that time, I was staying in East Atlanta. And all my homeboys, by me being locked up, I wasn't really into the club. I was into the club thing, but I went into it heavy. And so by the time Freak Me came around, they was into all that, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make some money. So while they was out freaking, I was in the truck selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? And they came back telling me all their happy stories about the girls they met, all the girl boots they got the rub and touching and all that, but I wasn't studying on that. I was trying to get that money right, you know what I mean? Alright, but anyway, that's the history on that right there, man. We out of here. See that place right here? This place been around for a long time. When we were going to corn, or either cream, everybody from Edgewood, Kirkwood, everybody from the apartment right here, this is where they came and ate at. You see where that Family Dollar there right there? Family Dollar used to be a Checkers back in the day. They turned Checkers to a Family Dollar. But it was either that family, it was either the Checkers or this place right here where you came and eat it. You know what I'm saying? Our home by Grady. Grady from East Atlanta, man. Grady, they've been Grady's favorite spot for I don't know how long. But that man still eat right here, even to this day, you know what I'm saying? Shout out that boy Grady, man. We're gonna walk down here, show y'all the last spot where I seen my homeboy Young Vito at before he went to prison. Where I actually had a conversation with him, man, and had a chance to sit down and talk to him before he got locked up or whatever. But it was right here across the street at the barbershop where he had his son down here at the barbershop. We're gonna walk down here right quick.
No, ma'am, I don't.
Plaza right here. This where a lot of folks are hanging right here too. But this the last place, man, where I actually had a conversation with my homeboy Vito before he went to prison, you know what I'm saying? Well, before he even went to jail. I was out of town and I got the phone call on my way back in town about what had happened or whatever. But yeah, this the last place, man. I was parked right here and he came out the barbershop, came hollered at me. We had chopped it up for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I had left, went out of town. I was gone for a couple weeks out of town, and on my way back in town, my partner JP had called me, you know what I'm saying? Told me what had happened or whatever, but soon as he told me the story, not even the situation, but just the beginning of the story, I already knew what was going on, you know what I'm saying? I already knew everything, just cause I know my nigga, you know what I'm saying? But that's it, man, this last time I seen you, bro, right here. Other than going to all his court dates and all that, and going to see him while he was in jail before he went to prison or whatever. This the last time I seen him on the streets right here. Alright. Man, it's the history of East Atlanta.
Y'all motherfuckers got too old for this. These motherfuckers got grown here. I don't know how the fuck, man.
But I tell them like, man, I'm down every day. Every day.
Every time somebody come out, I bet you I'm gonna help. That's what he tell me. Fuck, I told you every motherfucker East Atlanta. Then he said, God damn, on my high bitch. Man, I thought he was Smith. I thought he was high.
Hey, man.
Get a nigga tell you that.
Shout out to the hood right quick, man. East Atlanta. That was
East Atlanta,
you know what I mean?
Man, East Atlanta, man, born and raised, man, Zone 6, man, EAP.
Zone 6.
Don't never forget that.
Did that boy Grady?
Memorial Drive.
That boy Scott. Goddamn right.
Know that, man. Zone 6 raised, man. Zone 6 raised, man. Believe that.
Alright. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We in the hood, mini projects, Sugar Creek. This right here. This the old building where all my homeboy from Duck Tape used to be at. Up in the front of there, a lot of my partners from East Atlanta used to be up here. My partner Squirrel, my homeboy Dula. That's a whole lot of folks from East Atlanta used to come in here and kick it, man. But this the last spot my homeboy Vito had. This was Vito actually had his last spot before he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? But in this building right here, when you just come right here at nighttime and get whatever it was you want to get, this whole area used to be dark. You know what I'm saying? So when you walk in that breezeway at nighttime, you couldn't see nothing. But I mean, you had to know what everything was in there before you even go in there. Whether you go in there and see B Green or whoever you go in there and see, you know what I mean? But it went down, a lot of videos been shot out here by Duck Tape. They did a lot of music out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, the police, they was on fire out here. They came out here and laid everything down. You know what I'm saying? Came out here acting food one day. But yeah, let's see if this little part right here. Yeah. What's up, bro? Apartment 1. Apartment 1 right there. That was it, man. My partner old spot, man. Before he went to prison, well, before he went to jail, man. My boy Vito, my partner Cliff, man. You know what I mean? The boy used to sit right here and hold it down, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to come here and check on them, man. Make sure they was alright, you know. Make sure everything was good with them. You know what I'm saying? But that's it right there, man. Apartment 1. A couple years ago, my boy Young Vito, he doing his time right now, man, you know what I'm saying, holding it down, but he'll be back out pretty soon. Alright. Alright. This house right here, this is where my homeboy Demetrius Pillin used to live at, him and his mom and his brother, way back in the early 90s. We used to be right here chilling, kicking and doing a lot of stuff right here when we were younger. And we had easy access to the park, as you can see. Brownwood Park, where everybody came and played basketball, jumped on the swings or whatever what they decided to do back when we was little youngers, you know what I mean? Running around acting crazy, But this park got a lot of memories and a lot of history, man. There were a lot of people did East Atlanta Day, or had a lot of barbecues, a lot of cookouts, a lot of family adventures and stuff like that. This where everything happened at right here at Brownwood Park. See, as you walk down, they got the deck right there where you can go up under the deck and barbecue and chill out or whatever. And That's it, man. Basically, just have a good time, man. Come out here and just relax and just chill. Can't have a picnic, barbecue, like I said, cookout. Whatever it was you want to do. Brownwell Park, East Atlanta, on Portland Avenue. And I'm gonna take y'all up to the top of the street, man. Show you where my little girl used to go to daycare. I used to walk my baby, man. The daycare every day, man. When she was about this big, you know what I'm saying? Walk her to school every day. All right. So yeah, this here right here, this what all my nieces, all my nephews, my little girl, this why all them went to little preschool and daycare when they were little. Some of them still go here now. But many were about that big, man. When she started going, I used to walk her up here, man, tote her on my back every morning, whatever. My next door neighbor, he working that tattoo shop right there, Dirt. Taking that dope. He working that tattoo shop right there. So that's it for this one. Check y'all down here, man. Show y'all a little history down here, a little bit on Glenwood. Then we're gonna wrap it on around. Alright? This used to be Ace Hardware back in the 90s. Where they used to come and get all their tools and nails and screws and screwdrivers and all that type of stuff like that. This is what they used to be back in the days. Now you see they got that for fitness on. As you can see they got folks on the inside working out, getting right. Then across the street right here, that used to be a SunTrust bank. That's where I used to bank at when I was about 18 years old. SunTrust. Right now. There used to be a SunTrust. This whole parking lot, they ain't never redone this parking lot, but we used to always just use this little back street right here just to go from back and forth from Brownwood to Glenwood. Brownwood, Glenwood, back and forth. And everything else around here is brand new. And I've been up here about 3 or 4 years now. But that's it for this area, man. We finna wrap this thing on around, take it back to the bottom of the hood, man. We on Stokewood, you know what I mean? This house right here, man, look at this house right here. This house is a completely different house. This was my homeboy Ed Elwood stayed at, him and his daddy Billy, you know what I mean? This house was blue back in the days and it wasn't like this. They done, looked like they done tore the whole house down and redid it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of history right here on this street, man, on Stokewood. Whole lot of trapping. A lot of my homeboys trapped on this street. A lot of spots on this street. A lot of my homeboys I ain't seen in a while. I used to be up here, man. My homeboy Hammerhead, Sinquay, that boy Brian Freeman. I ain't seen them boys in a while. Just a shout out to them boys. Shout out to my homeboy Demetri Pennon. Finna shut this thing down and take it on down to the other side now. Alright. What's up? What's up? We live. East Atlanta, Patterson, Metropolitan Avenue. This house right here, they done redid this house right here. But this was the first house the first white person I ever sold dope to back in the days. Stayed in this house right here. And his name was Steve. He was kind of crazy, but he was cool too at the same time. No walk. This whole street right here always been nothing but a trap. So for everybody who don't really know about East Atlanta, the history of East Atlanta, back in the 90s, East Atlanta wasn't nothing but a trap. Wasn't nothing but for people to sell weed, cocaine, crack, you know what I'm saying? That's what East Atlanta was about. So every street that you done seen from Eastside Avenue to Blake, to Marlboro, to Matt Williams, to Glenwood, to Moreland, to Monument, Paisley, whatever street you name in East Atlanta, it was a trap. You know what I'm saying? That was East Atlanta was back in the 90s. Straight trap, straight dope selling. If you weren't selling dope, then it was something dealing with girls. You know what I'm saying? One or the other. And if it wasn't that, you was at the top of East Atlanta, then you was a car thief. If you was at the bottom of East Atlanta, you was a dope boy. You know what I mean? So you got the car thieves and you got the dope boys, East Atlanta. So at the bottom of the street now, you got Mother Dennis. That's my homeboy Bo. That's Bo grandmama. Bo and all his cousins. All my partners, Bo, Maurice, man. All them grew up right there in the house right there. Them and their little cousins. This house right here, this is a duplex. You got side A and you got side B. This house right here, this is where we did a lot of dirt at right here. There was some girls moved over here from East Lake Meadows and some other place. And we got to know them. So we just came up here and basically did what we wanted to do out of it. Just took it over, you know what I mean? So my homeboy Punkin started going with one of the girls that stayed here, and my other homeboy started going with one of the girls, and my cousin started going with one of the girls. Then I started talking to one of the girls. So we turned this to a whole different situation. This is where they lived at, but we ended up turning it to something else. You know how it is when good girls start messing with bad boys. They life be going this way, but then when they meet the bad boy, their life start going that way. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we want to do, that's what they gonna do. Make a long story short. So there was this whole situation with this house right here, man. My little partner, he stayed here with his sister too. Him, they daddy, they mama, you know, stuff like that. And on down, that's Mother Dennis' house right there. Shout out to my homeboy Bo, man. Bo, Maurice. That boy, man. All their little cousins, man, who grew up in their house right here with them. That boy Ricky. Tilly, you know what I'm saying? Pete, that Maurice daddy. This shit right here. What's up, bro? What's going on? What's your up? Yeah, that's it right here. This Mother Dennis house right here. That one of Bo's little cousin right there.
Hey.
I used to go to church with him a long time ago. He was about that big. Yeah, how old you was then? When we were going to church over there, When your brother didn't let them. You about 11 years old then? How old you in now? 23. 23? Yeah, that's been a long time. How long you been growing dread? How long you been growing your dread? Huh? 4 years. Yeah. See that man out, he was about that tall, man. He ain't have no hair back then. You know what I'm saying? This house right here got a lot of history in East Atlanta. They done redid this whole house right here. These house right here. City house right here. They done redid them houses right there. Remember Dirty J stayed right there. Dirty J, Naya, Bridget. All these houses right here got a lot of history in it right here. This house right here, this house right here is real special to a lot of people in East Atlanta. This house right here was too. We got 2 people from East Atlanta that died, that stayed in their house. One that stayed in their house right here. She dead now. My homegirl, she had to move down to Lila Valley, man. She was sick. She died down there. Right here, Nanny. That was Bo grandmama, Trees, Lit, all them. That was a great family, man. A good family. House right here. This well, they grew up there right here. Rest in peace to Nanny. We're gonna shut it on down for today. Turn that thing back on tomorrow. Alright. See that house right here? This house is new house. It was blue back in the 90s. My homeboy Lil Ron stayed here, him and his mama. I think him and his mama and his little sister or his little brother somebody. Anyway, I ain't seen my homie Lil Ron, man, since like 1990. I wanna say I ain't seen Lil Ron since 1995, so I don't know where he at. I ain't heard nothing from him. But Lil Ron, I stayed in the house right here. Yeah, he already stayed in the house right there. My partner Lil Freddie them, him, his sisters and his daddy. All these houses right here got a lot of history to it. Whole lot of history. The house down here, at the bottom of the hill down there. I ain't gonna take y'all down there, but we'll probably go down there tomorrow. My brother used to go with that girl that stayed down there. When he was about 12 years old, he was going to Cain. He was probably in the 6th or 7th grade. Yeah. Around up in that time before he went to jail. That's where his first girlfriend stayed at, in the house down there. But we're gonna shut this thing down till tomorrow and get back at y'all. Alright. What it do, what it do? It's your boy Cain live in East Atlanta. Another day on the history of East Atlanta. As you can see, we is on McPherson Avenue live. You see that right there? Get a picture of that sign right there. And we left off. We left off at them 2 houses right there. 2 houses got a lot of history in East Atlanta right here. But we're gonna start from right here. This house right here. This is where my homeboys and my homegirl stayed in. My partner Rico and his sisters and his mama and their boyfriend. You had Yvette, Pam, Fifi, Ronnie. You had their mama standing in the house right here. This house used to be orange back in the day. I think it was orange when they stayed. I can't remember what color it was. But that's where they stayed at right there. And, this house right here, one of these houses right here, a girl named Brandon used to stay here. And that was Rico Dream Girl. I can't remember what one of these houses he stayed in, but he was in love with this girl right here. And on down, right here, where Juicy, Red, and all their kids stay right here. My stepsister stay right here with them, Mika. Sometimes, one of Red's sons, Keno, who was raised up in the house right here, he dead now. Rest in peace to Keno. But they was their little spot, man. We used to come up here when we was little young kids and do all kind of craziness right here, their house right here. When they stayed right here. On down. See the house right here? This house right here wasn't right here. They ain't too long put this house right here, So this house right here brand new. East Atlanta done changed the whole lot since we left. They done tore a lot of old houses down, rebuilt them, or just put new houses right there or whatever. This house right here been here for a long time. We ain't never know who stayed in the house right here. But they always had look just like this though. Whoever stayed there, that's how they always had look. Right here. My homegirl Tinkerbell, her mama Miss Dot, before they moved from East Atlanta. This is where they stayed at. But I think they were from East Lake Meadows. I can't remember where they moved from, but I think they moved to East Atlanta from East Lake. And this right here, this is the monument. The historic area, the monument of East Atlanta. Get a good view of that. As you can see, they have always kept it up. It still look good. It still look the same way when we were young. We used to come up here and sit on the wall sometime and just chill out, enjoy the shade, enjoy the trees. You know what I'm saying? And right here, the house right here, right next to the monument, you had the Scott family. You had Daphne, Ray, Raheem. You had their dad, Ray Scott, Paul Scott, Tony Scott. Rest in peace to Tony Scott. Tony Scott dead now. But this where they stayed at. This house right here, they redid this whole house. Then none of this looked like this right here back in the 90s. So all this right here is new. Even the mailbox and the trees in the yard, all that stuff new. Alright. This how Miss Dot's house didn't look like this at first either. They done redid this house right here too. And then on down right here, 1420, McPherson. This was Deep, Paul, Mike Six, all them moved to, after they moved from down on the corner, Eastside Avenue in McPherson. They moved to their house right here. And when they moved from right there, then they moved up to the top of McPherson before they just left East Atlanta completely. Rest in peace to Deep Mama, man. She died a couple years ago. So that's, you know. But this is the house they stayed in right here. Right here, this house now always had different people just coming and going. We ain't never really just got a chance to kick it with nobody that stayed there, cause they ain't never stayed there long enough. And right here, everybody in East Atlanta knows about this house right here. Miss Reed. She was the East Atlanta candy lady, and she was everybody's best friend. You know, we was all about this tall, probably about this tall at the most. And everybody used to come up here and help us sell candy and, you know, take care of the yard. Look at the yard. See the yard? But this is Tim mama, and this is Tori mama. Tim dad, now Tim passed about 2 years ago. Rest in peace to Tim. I just seen him and Reed come out, she went back in or whatever. But over here, this house right here, a lot of people that we knew stayed in the house right here. The first people that ever moved in the house right here that we ever met was Man in prison now. That was like 1991, 92. Man been doing time in prison, I don't know how long. Then My other homegirl, she stayed there. Her and her mama and her brother and her daddy stayed there. She dead now. Her boyfriend killed her on Holly Road. Mike, he shot her in the face on Holly Road and killed her I want to say about 2 years ago. Then Connie and them moved out. And then when Connie and them left, they went down to Eastside Avenue. This house right here, this is where Fred, Red, and Mike and their sisters and their nieces and their nephews stayed at. Mike dead now. Fred and the other brother still living. Rest in peace to Mike. Rest in peace to Tim. Both of them stayed in the house right here. Well, one stayed here and one stayed there. Then Nene stayed there. So Nene, she dead. Brock grandmama stayed right there. She dead. Mike stayed right there. He dead. So there's 4 people right there from East Atlanta that's gone. Alright. Let's walk. We ain't never really met nobody that stayed in the house right here. That house right there brand new. They ain't really that house ain't even probably been there that long. But this house right here, this house got a lot of history in it. This was Munt, me, Jay, Eric, Nene, Jennifer, all them stayed right here. That was all my folks. And they just had a big party right here the other night too. I came down here. They had about 100 cars out here. That house right there just always have been there. People came and left. But this house right here, this is where Raymond stayed at, my homeboy Raymond. Raymond stayed in Stone Mountain now. But we used to come up here and play Nintendo. Play Super Contra, Pac-Man, Galaga, all that stuff right here. Lee still stay right here. But Monty, Rodney, Spark, all of them were cousins that grew up in that house. And we had Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara dead. Now somebody killed Miss Barbara. They poisoned her about 2 years ago. That's how she passed. She was hanging out with some of her friends and they was partying. And somebody poisoned her and she ended up dying from being poisoned. They had her funeral right there in Meadows right there in East Atlanta. But that was she stayed at, man. That was she grew up at. That was Monty's sister. Rodney Spark, all their cousins. I remember back in like 1991, 92, 93, the police busted that house one time and Raymond had a dog stay here and the police shot the dog and killed the dog. That was one of the first busts in East Atlanta. Well, was some major happened there. Right here at this house right here. So we're gonna wrap this up right here and go down to the dead end. I'm gonna show y'all one of the first trap houses that Block had that we first started trapping out of as young kids, just doing all kind of crazy mess. Just the whole East Atlanta always have been a big dope trap for us when we were young. But as you see what it is now, it's just a peaceful, nice residential area and it's ran by you know who, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna shut that down. Alright. What it do? See this dead end right here? This is one of the quiet streets right here. But this is where we did our thing at. This the back of Brock on the old house right here. Then on down we got right here Lil Lee. This is where Lil Lee them stay at right here. Lil Lee them still stay right here. They ain't never going nowhere. That greenhouse, that house always been there, but we never know who stayed there. This house always been here, but we never knew who stayed there. Evidently they got kids around there. You see they got the basketball goal right here. This house right here, this was Spark, Justin, that's Raymond and cousin. This is where they stayed at right here. Spark. Look who we see right here. Who that is? Oh, Scott. Yep. This house right here. This is my homeboy Russell stayed at, man. Russell moved to North Carolina. He found him a girlfriend. And you know how them girls, when you meet them girls, they want you to change your life and do what they want you to do. So she done moved in, man, right from Atlanta all the way to another state. You know what I'm saying? But this here right here, look at it right here. This block old house right here. This was one of the first dope houses right here that we had in East Atlanta right here. And I'm talking about the bottom of East Atlanta, not the top of East Atlanta. Cause Ron had the first house at the top, so we at the bottom of East Atlanta now. This is the first house at the bottom of East Atlanta right here. Right here. Come on, son. This is the Simmons residence. It's all my folk, man. They've been in East Atlanta half of their life. You got Rico, Marcia, Marie, Mariel, Joyce, Mary, Snake, Paul, Rodney. You got Miss Simmons. This is their home right here. Been in East Atlanta forever. Ain't going nowhere. They've been in East Atlanta before I came to East Atlanta. So this is like family to me right here. Ain't never been a day where I can come down here if I need to eat, get my hair braided, take a shower, take a nap, or just come chill, look at some cave or something. Right here, you know what I mean? Been knowing these folk, man, since I was there, yay high, man, you know what I mean? So they like another family. You know, Josh used to braid my hair when I was young, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and Doba, we been tight since like this, I don't know how long, you know what I mean? So everybody know the Simmons, man. They been here forever, so they know majority of everybody that done came through East Atlanta, everybody that done lived over here, everybody that done came and gone, you know, they been family. You know what I'm saying? So this is right here, the Simmons family. I don't know where they at right now, but I think somebody now I'm finna go in there and check because I gotta use the bathroom right quick, so I'll let y'all in a minute. Right here, this house right here, this next to the Simmons house. So we used to ride go-karts at this house right here. We used to ride go-kart from the Simmons house to the house right here. Back and forth, riding go-karts all day in the backyard, just riding. That house right there, I forgot to tell y'all. Danny stayed in that house right there a long time ago. Before he started hanging up on sandals and all that, that's where he stayed at. And from Sandals, he just moved on out the hood and just went on by his business, but that's where he stayed at, my boy Danny. All these houses right here, man, we used to kind of like do something at all these houses over here. They done redid that house right here. I don't know who stayed there now, but they done redid it. This house right here, I don't know who stayed there now, but you see what it is. Come on, let me show you something down here. See the house down here? Come on. See the house right here? It wasn't this color back in the days. I think it was white back in the day, but this dude, he been here ever since we were little. And look at these cars. He been had these same cars since we were little. Get the footage of all the cars in the trucks. So that thing, I was about this tall when I first moved to East Atlanta. About 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old, 36 now. Tall now. And that man been staying here ever since then. These same cars, he been had these same cars. You know what I'm saying? But alright, we out of here. Right here, we're at the top of Eastside Avenue in Glenwood. The 107 bus stop right here. There were folks coming to catch the, well, they still do. You see the bus stop still right here. And so we used to walk down this way to walk to East Atlanta Supermarket or to walk to Grand Central. Or we had a little shortcut over there on the next street over there. We used to walk through the shortcut to get to East Atlanta Supermarket. But now all kinds of trees and everything. So now we can't do that. But right here, it's Blake. Come over here. This Blake right there, that's the other side of East Atlanta. That's where we used to go and catch the school bus at. Cain, when we were going to Cain Middle School, we used to go over there and catch the school bus. And that's over there with May, Van Elps and all that right there. So we're gonna get to that right there probably on another date. But that's the other side of East Atlanta right there. So we done went to the top. Now we at the bottom. Now we finna go down by Burgess and Matt Williams and all that. Show y'all all that. And they're gonna be a wrap for this side. Alright. Yeah. See it right here? We on the corner of Blake and Glenwood. Over there. This house right here, look at this house right here. Look up. This house right here, this whole house will be redone. So they done took everything that was right here and moved it because you see all this grass right here? All this was concrete. This was a driveway. This whole thing was a driveway. And they had like a little brick wall going around. All this right here was a driveway. It wasn't no grass right here, period. In the house, it was a white house, and they kind of had something built around it, a frame around it. Well, kind of like in a hole, like. And the house was a brick house. Now you see what it is right now? Come look at the backyard. I don't think nobody lives here yet, but I guess somebody will move in there pretty soon or whatever. But look at this. This is a 3-story house now. It was a 2-story house back then, but it's a 3-story house now. And back then, you know what it was going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Straight trap. And I think they were bootlegging too at the time. And right here. Right here, this for my homeboy Henry, Big Man, Melissa, and their daddy stayed there right here back in the days, Mr. Henry. And Melissa was my homegirl who I told y'all that got killed right here on Glenwood. She got killed right there in the middle of the road right there. And the people that ran her over, they still free right now to this day. And Melissa, she had just had her son before she had got killed. And like I say, I was locked up when Melissa had got killed. So I heard about everything once I had got out. And this was back in like 95 or 96 or whatever. And I was living in East Lake at the time. But I still would come to East Atlanta every day because, you know, I was from East Atlanta and I was living in East Lake. So this, yeah, that was going on with me then. I used to ride my bike from East Lake to East Atlanta all the time. Then I had got locked up or whatever. But I had seen Melissa before she had got killed. Before I even had got locked up, I had seen Melissa. So I used to come right here and chill with her and Big Man every day. This house right here. This house right here used to be woods. It used to be all woods right here. And then they tore the woods down and they put their house right here. Kiki used to stay right here. My homegirl Kiki, she the sock lady. She the one that y'all see on Trust Tree with that big sock truck. They got the 100-pair socks for $20 and all that. That's where she stayed at. And right here, I asked the other little homeboy that stayed here. They ain't really too much had nothing going on with that now. But you know, I was cool with them. This house right here, same thing. Had some little partner stayed right there, but they ain't really too much had nothing going on. This house right here was wood. So both these houses right here were all woods. And they tore the wood down and they put these houses right here. You see this brown house right here? Now, my homeboy, y'all, a lot of people didn't know them, but I was cool with them. But Robert, Dun, and Gigi stayed right here with their mom and their uncle. And Red too, they had a brother named Red too. We used to come up here and chill and play Nintendo, Sega, and all that stuff back in the days. And we celebrated New Year's here a couple times. You know, we was all young. Shotguns and all that stuff right here in the backyard. And when they moved, Red, wherever they moved to, Red ended up getting hit by a car and Red died. Red was the youngest brother out the crew or whatever. This house right here, this was another house right here, and they knocked that house down, and then they rebuilt that right there. You see how it look? See what it is. Okay. So we're gonna stop right here. Some of these houses pretty much been around here. Some of them ain't. You can tell, you can really just look at the ones and tell the ones that's kind of new, the ones that they done redone, and all the ones that been here. This house right here been here for a couple of years. I think it's empty. I ain't sure. This house right here, I had a homeboy that stayed here. We used to come out here and chill, or whatever. We had a shortcut right here. As you can see, the shortcut ain't here no more. This shortcut right here took her from Paisley to McWilliam, from McWilliam to Paisley, and Blake back to the trap house down here. So I'm finna show y'all what the old trap spot is down here. The room house, it was another room house that we used to work out of back in the day. That when I first started selling crack, you know what I mean? I wasn't selling powder or weed and nothing like that then. It was just straight crack for me. This house right here been here forever. It used to be blue. This house been here. That house right there, that's a newer house. I can't remember what was right there at first, but that one right there. Whatever right there, they must have knocked it down, or tore it down, or added on to something, or redid something. As you can see what they got in the backyard right there. Come on. This house right here, this blue house, that's where Haywood stayed at. And Haywood, that's Keppel's husband now. They met, you know, back in like the early 90s or whatever. And they started a relationship, ended up getting married, having kids, moving into their own place, and so on and so on. This house right here, this house been here forever too. This the Rocky Road. In East Atlanta, we got about, I want to say 10 rocky roads in East Atlanta. People would never expect East Atlanta to have a rocky road, but we got about 10 on them. Just in case y'all didn't know that. You know what I mean? So this shit right here, there was a rumor house back then. I don't know if it's still a rumor house back then. But this was when I first started selling crack cocaine. Crack. This is why I used to come right here. We used to have a cut right there that go from East Side Avenue to right here. And that's the stop sign that I was showing y'all right there. So we used to come down here about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, late at night, come down here and sit right here and post up and just trap, you know what I'm saying? Me and my stepbrother Zay. Nobody else didn't really come down here, I'm just me and Zay. And when I was like 15, 16, I had bought me a car when I was 16. I used to drive my car down here and park my car right here, sit up in a trap house and just chill, sell my dope, you know what I mean? And just do what I do. So I was the first person from East Atlanta, 16 years old, that bought me a car. Then, by the time I was 18, 19, I bought another car. So I had 2 cars, 19 years old. Then, by the time I was like 21, I bought me a truck. So I had 2 cars in the truck at the age of 21. And that was straight dope money, you know what I mean? So I've been living that dope boy life for a long time. So, let's go. Like I said, there was Haywood old house right there. Haywood mom and daddy stayed there. He stayed there with his mom and his daddy. House right here. This one kind of like a party house. This one you had Freddie, Lil Bit, all them live right here. Their whole family basically stayed right here in the house right here. And they was always partying. So it wasn't never a day in East Atlanta on Blake Avenue where it wasn't then going down there, cause whatever you wanted to do, that's what they did it. Whether you was playing cards, you were coming to get drunk, you were coming to smoke a blunt or two or whatever. That way it all went down there. Alright? Now walk. Man, what's up with that boy Freddie, man? I ain't seen Freddie in a long time. You know what I mean? Right here. I told y'all before, that's what Flip them stayed at. The last people that I knew that stayed in that house right there, but before Flip them stayed there, Mr. Roosevelt stayed there. Mr. Roosevelt was a cool old man that everybody in the neighborhood, you know, was cool with. He was cool with all of us, you know. Everybody had a little, you know, cool little friendship, relationship with him before he moved or whatever. Ain't nobody seen him ever since he left. But that who stayed in the house before Flip them stayed there, Mr. Roosevelt. This house right here is a new house. This house right here went right here. I think it was trees right here, or either another house right here. And then they redid it and put that right there. That house right here. And I told y'all Nikki stayed right there. I just found out Nikki had passed a couple weeks ago. She passed, or she was sick or whatever. I didn't find out what was wrong with her, but I heard that she had passed or whatever. This house right here, this is where Mr. John stayed at. Mr. John was he was a white guy from the neighborhood. He was real friendly, and he been around East Atlanta for a long time, so everybody kind of respected him and liked him because he was a cool person, you know what I'm saying? This house right here, this where Tad stayed at. Tad is the man that y'all see every time y'all get off the highway. He be right there asking for 50 cents or a quarter. Acting like something wrong with him. But that's where he stayed right there. So you see where he living there, right? He living good. You know what I'm saying? Right here, this where my homeboy Jerome them stayed at. Jerome and his sister stayed right here. When we were going to Burgess or whatever, we used to come home from school and go in there and play the Nintendo, play the whatever kind of game they had. You know what I'm saying? This house right here. This house wasn't right here. It was land, a whole lot of land right here. And that was it. So they put the house right here. This house right here. This house was another rooming house. And it was another trap house. So every rooming house in East Atlanta became a trap house. There was some people that moved, I don't know where they came from, wherever they came from, they brought some dope with them. You know what I'm saying? And when they brought the dope with them, they got to know all this from the neighborhood, and they started serving us. You know what I'm saying? This house right here, this Boochie don't folks. He's like Boochie, Suge, Tasha, their little brother, their uncle and all that. That's their dad and brother right here, staying in the house right here. I forgot his name, because I ain't seen him in a long time. That's who stay right there. This house right here, this is what Shawanda stayed at. And that was Joe Simmons' girlfriend before he died. Well, I don't know if it was his girlfriend before he died, but once upon a time, that was his girlfriend. Her and her family stayed right there. And they done added on to the house in the bottom and on the side of the house. I want you to get a good look at the side of the house, man, and show what they done did to their house right here. So you got to go over that way and get a good look at it. You see all that, everything they added on to the house down there. So that made the house really look like a little slick apartment or something. You know what I'm saying? You see all that down there? All that stuff went on there. And you see they got 2 Herbie Curbers out here now. You see all that? Alright. Right here, these 2 houses right here. Fat Tay and Dope Boy don't stay in the house, but I think it was different right here to be exact. Dope Boy don't stay in the house right here first. My homeboy Rico Simmons and his family. When they moved out, Fat Tatum moved in. And when Fat Tatum moved out, I don't know who moved in ever since Fat Tatum moved out. But that's how I look right now. I don't know if it's been looking like that ever since Fat Tatum moved, but that's how I look right now. And just to let y'all know, we on the way to McWilliams. You know what I'm saying? See this house right here? The big tall house, that's a brand new house. I don't even think that house was right though. If it might have been another house right there and they knocked it down. But this house right here always have been over here. They just never associated with nobody from East Atlanta. And this blue house right here, where the little beater bug at, this is what Angel, Kelbra, they mama, they little brother JJ, they little sister, all them grew up in the house right here. And we used to all come out here and kick it and just chill. And this house right here, this was Chocolate, Santeria, Yo, all them stayed in the house right here. And them was all our homegirls from the hood. So we used to always come down here and chill and kick it. You see all these woods right here? All these woods, it was a creek right here. We used to go down here in the woods and play in the creek back in the days. Get muddy and dirty and all that. And then these woods right here in front of you, these was the woods right here that we used to have a shortcut right here to take us to Manatarian. And we can go that way and go to, some people just go to school that way to walk the trail that way. Some people just use to go on the back street over there. And that's where Bamboo, Graded, and all them stayed on that side over there. This house right here, this was some of my homeboys stayed there right here back in the days. I think one name was Eddie. I ain't seen them in so long, I can't even remember their name, but this where they stayed at in the house right here, back in the days. I think one name was Eddie, one name was Jermaine, and one name was Pat, matter of fact. That's where they stayed at right there. And they done redid that whole house right there. It looked a lot better too. Their house right here. I had some other homeboy that stayed in the house right here. We used to have a basketball goal right here in front of the house where we used to play basketball at. You see the house right here? This is where Mr. Brown stayed at. Mr. Brown and his wife stayed there for a long time. I don't know if they still stay there or not. But this was Mr. Brown stayed at. And right here, I can't remember who stayed there, but somebody stayed there too. I want to say my step, but no, that ain't where they stayed at. They stayed right here. Mario, Zake, Miss Janice, Miss Carter. No, Miss Janice, she passed. Miss Carter, she passed. Rest in peace to both of them. They stayed right here. This house used to be red back then. They'd have painted it yellow, as you can see. I don't remember who stayed right here. Somebody stayed right here. I can't remember who, but somebody did. Somebody I knew. Because I knew everybody from East Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Right here. This what Dula, Pumpkin, Lil Tony, Eddie Bird, all them stayed right here. And for everybody who don't know Eddie Bird is the man that used to fix everybody's car from East Atlanta. He was the East Atlanta mechanic. So whenever you needed a motor put in, a transmission put in, you needed a tire change or anything that you needed done to a car, that's where you came to Eddie Bird. This was Tammy stayed at. Eddie Bird's daughter, she stayed right here in the house right here. So her dad and her mom stayed right here, and she stayed right there. You know what I'm saying? Now look at that house right here. I forget who stayed in the house right here, but look how they done did it now. You see this? They done created it a little bit, made it look good. Look at the mailbox. How they did the mailbox. Okay. Across the street right here, this house right here. This where my homeboy Tony stayed at. Tony, Amelia, they stayed right here. Him, and his mama and his daddy, they stayed right here. In the house right here. Tony in prison right now, he caught a murder case. Because people used to always hate on Tony, try to rob him, try to, you know, do this, that, and the third time, because everybody thought he was gay. You know what I'm saying? You know how people try to treat gay people, you know. They don't show no type of love. This right here, this land right here, this was the shortcut to Paisley, what I was telling y'all about. So we had this shortcut come right here, to Paisley to Blake. From Blake to Paisley to right here to Matt Williams. Right here, this is where my grandmama stayed at before she died. And my cousin Lil Keith, Big Keith, this is where they stayed at right here. You may go to Trust Tree and find Lil Keith and Trey. You'll find Trey in Trust Tree right now. I want to say this house right here where BJ stayed at, my homeboy BJ and his mama and his sister. BJ was a white boy, but he was a black boy, you know what I mean, to us. His skin was white, but he was black. People tried to kill BJ a long time ago. They shot him in the head and left him in the car for dead down there in Lila Valley or whatever, back in like 1992. They tried to kill him, they tried to rob him because he had a box Chevy with some rims or something on it. And that's when they was real hot with the box Chevy, stealing box Chevys all the time. Right here, one of my customers stayed right here, one of my hard players stayed right here. I think he passed too, back in the days. So now we on up to the top of Matt Williams. Look at the house, get a good glance at the houses. See the house right here? Not the blue house. There's the house next to it right here. My homegirl, my homeboy, they stayed right there. My homeboy Adam and his sister, his mama, his sister Shantae, she died right there, man, when she was living right there. I never forget that day, man. We was out here playing one day. Well, we was over there playing one day. We were going to Burgers, and I never forget that day. We was over there playing, doing something in the backyard, and that's how I got that cut on my stomach. They had the little clothesline hanging down low, and we were running around in the yard doing something, and I got caught. This house right here, this was my homeboy Stefan stayed at. I went to Burgers with Stefan. But we used to go back there and play basketball in the backyard, man. Shoot some hoops, you know what I mean? Get on that ball, get on the court them boys and kill them, you know what I'm talking about? The church right here. This is the church I was telling y'all about right here. This is the front side of the church right here. That's Pavey Street right there. I'll never forget that day when the police tried to hit the spot one day, and they was all parked behind the church. They had the FBI and the DEA and all them parked behind the church, and they had on their little black masks, and you know they was all suited up. Thought they was sneaking, thought nobody didn't see them, you know what I'm saying? And I seen them, and I had to call my homeboy, let them know they was over there, posted up trying to do something. But anyway, long story short, shut that whole thing down, you know what I mean? Everything they was trying to do got shut down. So that's the end of Paisley right there, man. My little partner had a little spot down there, we used to go kick it at. And that's the other side of the cut right there. Back then there was a duplex. There was a side A and a side B, and my partner had that spot, and he was trapping out of it, doing numbers out of it, and that's what they were trying to hit right there. So that's why they were parked in the back of the churchyard over there, so they could run up in the spot. So by the time they did run up in there, one in there, you know what I'm saying? Cause I had a car going, I told them they were right there. That's the spot right there. But they done redid the whole house. So now it's just one house, it's not duplex no more, as you can see. Then that house right next to it, that's D-Lo spot right there. D-Lo old spot. And it ain't nobody, don't nobody stay there. That's the spot where they be trapping it, you know what I'm saying? Sitting right there, getting drunk, smoking weed, getting high. Parked in the backyard, doing whatever they want to do. Alright.